Well, hello everyone, hope you are all well. So finally part 6 of my observatory build. Now part 5 was about 3-ish years ago nearly, where I got the observatory tool standard where I could use it, but it wasn't 100% finished how I wanted. There's still a lot more I want to get sorted on it. So in this video I'm going to be covering the framing of floors, insulation, I'm going to line the walls and also run the cables ready for electrics and lighting, and there's a few other things I'm going to share in the video. But hope you enjoy this extremely long overdue video. Welcome back to Cosmos Astro. Alright, we're on day number 2 now, and yesterday went relatively smoothly, to be honest. Got a lot achieved. Show you what I've done, how I've done it, etc. in a minute. But first, before I do any work, priority number 1 is cup of tea. I've been drinking loads of these today, to be fair. But yeah, let me show you what I have done here, apart from making a mess. Alright, let's start off with the internal walls. So I've lined everywhere with OSB 3 board. This is 9mm thick stuff. I've also run all the cables, so this is where the consumer unit is going to go. I've decided to go for a separate consumer unit, and it's also going to get hooked up to the consumer unit that's in my office. And if you look down here, I've also got data cable, plug sockets going to go here. I'm going to have a little workstation here. And hopefully this thing is going to pan around. Yes, it has. So over here I'm going to have like a little workshop area. I've just used this temporary, this isn't the workbench it's actually going to be here, but I just want to see what it looked like. So I've also got a plug socket going here, a light switch, and a light, and hopefully it's going to come around again. Yes, it has. And then over here, this is the cable ready for the motor to control the roof, and main light switch down here. Got to mention, got a couple of cables here as well for red and white lamps. All the cables are running down the walls, and we'll just come down here. You can see them all popping out. So I've got some cables coming out under the board or under the floor in here. Also under the floor in here. All meeting in the middle. I've got some junction boxes and stuff to do. There's also a plug socket going to be going on the mount, and also for the data cable, I'm not going to have them slack like this, but I'm going to have a socket here, and I'm also going to have a socket on the mount on this side. So I have half laid the floor here. I've used 4x2 for the joists and 50mm thick insulation boards. This is 18mm thick hardwood ply. I have purposely left a massive gap here. I'm going to build something at some point around there. Right, so I'm going to get cracking now, get the rest of this ply board cut and laid and screwed down. Alright, so it's all down. I had to piece it in a little bit down here, but it doesn't really matter. It's not going to be seen, in all fairness. It's been approved by the kids.
Hello.
Hi. What do you reckon? Is it alright?
Yeah.
Shall I move in now?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you reckon, Jessie Bear?
Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah? What? It's good, or I should move in?
It's good. You should move in and paint the walls.
Alright,
Move in
okay,
and paint
fair
the
enough.
walls. Bye-bye. Bye.
Kids don't want me in the house. Right, so next job on the agenda, I'm going to be fitting these things. They're called comfy mats. All it is just foam squares fitted with like jigsaws, you can see. Nice little touch. I can't remember what channel I saw these on. I'm sure it was Simon's Astro, but I've already done a row here. And just to skew them down, just using some spray adhesive. And it's a nice touch. It hasn't presented a problem because I was going to have to take the door off anyway because it's catching at the bottom slightly. But if I put these down near the door, I'm not going to be able to close the door full stop. So that'll have to come off. I suppose it's the same principle when you lay new carpets. You sometimes got to take the door off and trim it. So the door opens and closes freely. So not a big issue, half an hour out my way. But I'm going to get them laid down. I've also, if I get the camera here, I'll show you, I've put some bits of trimming in as well. Yeah, I've got some PVC trimming here, run down this corner and that corner. And I've also got some at the bottom here. It's got like a curved profile of stuff at the bottom. I've stuck it on there using some EVO-STIK, CVC strong stuff, bit like No More Nails. This stuff is really sticky. I will at some point put like a bead of silicone around the edges. I've also done it at the top as well, right on the top. And the reason I've done that is when I put the OSB on, it's sort of protruding out, so it's just basically to stop any moisture getting into the wood on the top there. That was my whole reason behind it. Right, so I'm gonna get cracking, get this matting down. Well, what a transformation. It's looking fab. What do you think? It's going on quite nicely. So all flooring's down now. It's quite nice on the feet, this actually. It dampens the noise, if that makes any sense whatsoever. It was a little bit echoey, but yeah, it's quite nice. All the trim went on nice. I've started to fit the workbench here. I need to get some more wood to frame it out, just to strengthen it. I've used some pine drawers here. I sort of cut them up a little bit so they fit in, and yeah, bit of extra storage there. I've started to frame out for the little workstation here, and I've also put a little bit of liquor paint on this wall here just to see what it's going to look like once I paint the walls, sort of like a greyish colour. So yeah, coming on, quite nice. The door. So when I took the door off to trim the bottom, I made the decision to redo the whole entrance, to be honest. I put in a door frame. Before I had hung the door directly to these beams that are either side. So I've actually put in and made a door frame and redone the door. There was just a lock on this, but then I decided to put a latch so I can actually put a proper handle with a catch on it and a lock, and it looks quite nice, quite tidy. I've also put a door drip on the bottom, a decent one. I did have one on, but it wasn't really fit for purpose, I don't think. And I've also redone the door sill. I used a bit of 4x2, scrap 4x2, and I just shaped it roughly, planed it and sanded it, and it's worth the treat, to be honest. I think it looks pretty good. And it's a lot neater, to be fair. Cool, right. So before I wrap things up, just want to say a massive thank you to all my current supporters to the channel, all you subscribers out there. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already done so. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. That would be awesome. And hopefully this video has helped in any way if you are doing a build yourself. Or hopefully you've managed to take a few things away and add them to your build. Hope you found it interesting, and we're going to leave it there. Until next time, clear skies everyone. Take care. Bye for now.